My name's Ramey Barker. We're here in beautiful Chief Logan State Park in the land of the Hatfields and McCoys mountain region in West Virginia, where one of the most famous and notorious family feuds in the history of the United States occurred from about the time of the Civil War through the early part of the 20th century. Chief Logan State Park is one of the state's newest state parks, but it was built beginning in about the late 1950s. Today it's become the most used state park in the state park system. Here in these hills where people made a living trapping and hunting and logging and coal mining, we stand on the surface of what was once an active coal mine and a coal camp, but is now, of course, one of the state's greatest state parks. I'm a few yards away from the spot where citizens of Matewan met the Baldwin Felts detectives who had come here to help throw striking coal miners out of their homes here in Mingo County, West Virginia, in a famous massacre that took place in 1920. Really a dark time in West Virginia history, but also it's a time of remembrance of the sacrifice that men and women on both sides of the issue gave for what they believed in.
The rough and beautiful terrain of the Hatfield-McCoy mountain region of West Virginia is located in the southwestern corner of the state bordering eastern Kentucky. The region takes its name from the two families whose bitter feud lasted for years and claimed over a dozen lives within the two families. The McCoy family, led by Randolph "Old Rand" McCoy, lived mostly on the Kentucky side of the Tug Fork River and fought for the Union. The Hatfield family, led by William Anderson "Devil" Anse Hatfield, lived primarily in western Virginia and fought for the Confederacy in the Civil War. The first incident in the now famous feud between the two families took place near the end of the Civil War in 1865, when one of the McCoy boys, returning home on medical leave from the Union Army, was killed by a group of Confederate raiders called the Logan Wildcats. It was widely believed that a member of the Hatfield family was responsible for the murder, but no one was ever brought to trial. During the Civil War, several engagements were conducted throughout the region. The first, the Battle of Boone County Courthouse, occurred when Brigadier General Jacob Cox, in command of the Union Army in the Kanawha Valley, heard that a Confederate regiment was forming in Boone County. On September 1st, 1861, several Union companies became engaged with Confederate militia in a sharp contest that lasted 20 minutes. In retaliation for supporting the South, the Union soldiers burned the courthouse and several other buildings in that town to the ground. The second engagement occurred on September 12, 1861, near the area of Boone County known as Peytona. 4 Union companies from the 1st Kentucky Volunteer Infantry were setting up camp at the mouth of Joe's Creek when they were ambushed by 4 companies of Confederate cavalry. 42 Union soldiers were killed, wounded, or captured. The Confederate Army suffered only minor casualties. 5 days later, at Pond Fork, a company of mounted Confederate Rangers attacked a detachment of Unionist Home Guards. The Unionist Guards retreated, but the Confederate troops captured 17 of them. On September 25, 1861, approximately 5 miles from the Logan County line, Union scouts reported a concentration of Confederate troops in the Chapmanville area. 300 Union soldiers met a Confederate advance guard and exchanged gunfire, eventually forcing the Confederate soldiers to retreat from the area. In September of 1862, Union soldiers marching to Logan realized that the region had strong loyalties to the Confederacy. During their march, the Union soldiers were under constant fire from a Confederate group of bushwhackers called the Black Stripe Company. After a Union captain was shot and killed, Union soldiers moved up the Guyandotte River to the county seat of Aracoma, later renamed Logan, to occupy the courthouse briefly before burning it down. When visiting the Hatfield-McCoy mountain region of West Virginia, plan to attend the Aracoma Story, enjoy great music at the Coalfield Jamboree Theater, visit the Coal Heritage Museum in Madison, the Coal House in Williamson, or the annual Coal Festival. Experience the sounds and fury of the Civil War during the Civil War reenactments at Chief Logan State Park. Go hiking in the Cabwaylingo State Forest. Enjoy some of the best off-road ATV and dirt bike trails anywhere at the Hatfield-McCoy Trails. Or learn of the Matewan Massacre of 1920, when Union organizers and coal company detectives had a bloody clash.